Oh, hey, look at this. We got a letter. Dear Joel and Jen, how much does it cost to podcast? Well, thanks for your letter, Susan Sarandon. The answer is lots. Lots and lots of money.
Yeah, you're so loud.
This is my basic setup. Got a computer. For the sake of argument, we'll call it $1,000. I have a mixer. That run about $400. Microphones. I got 4 of these in a very, very sweet deal on eBay. Normally, one microphone will cost you $100. I got 4. Mic stands. You have to put the mics on something. And while you're at it, you have to buy microphone clips. They're not free, so 4 of them are going to cost about $12. The mic stands are $30 each. Grand total, $120. XLR cables, that's the funny looking cables that connect your microphone to your mixer. If you get them cheap, you can get them for $15 each. And times 4, that's going to be about $60. Attractive co-host. Her day rate is a bottle of wine and fine cheese, bringing it to a grand total of $1,722. So, I mean, that's your basic podcast setup. Then, if you want to get fancy, like I want to get fancy, you have to buy pop filters. You've seen pop filters before. It's that funny nylon thing that you see in front of the microphones of radio hosts and whatnot. You know the thing I'm talking about. Now, pop filters go between the microphone and you to keep your slurry, spitty bullshit out of the sound. You never even knew what it did you? Neither did I. The cheapest you can get is about $30. So again, that's $120. By this point I said, fuck it, I've had enough, I'm going to build my own pop filter. And that is today's do-it-yourself. Okay, so just like last time, I'm going to show you all the parts we need. So the first thing you're going to need is something circular, like this. All of the parts I got were from Active Surplus, which is like basically a junk store. I picked this. This is a speaker cover thing, and mainly because it had holes already in it, so I could attach something to this. So this particular piece cost me $1. Next thing is a pair of nylons from your local loony store or dollar store for those of you in other places. Wherever you can get it cheap, this is like a pair of 4 socks for $1. I got this little thing. This is I think it goes to a battery or something. It's definitely it was in the electrical section, so that's where this is from. And you just pull the little plastic rubber thing off and discard it, so you have this nice little metal deal. A little pack of screws, something with a nut and a bolt ought to do it. Get a few of them if you can. Again, this is from Active Surplus. And you need something flexible. So this is actually an extender for a drill bit, and it twists so that you can, drill things in awkward places. I got this particular piece for $2. So this is going to be your arm. And as you can see, I'm bending it around. It's pretty cool. It's got a nice little metal end on it. This is a wire clamp. I got this one specifically because it fit the tool end of this guy. So I figure that's what's actually going to secure this to my mic stand, is this. Because then I can just tighten it up. But we'll get there. And then I got some hoop brackets, which are going to secure to the mic stand when we get there. That is what you're going to need. For tools, you're going to need vice grips or pliers or another set of pliers, so like either 2 sets of pliers or 1 vice grip, 1 plier, something like that. The all-purpose box cutter, a little Phillips head screwdriver. You're going to need a drill. Oh, sorry, I can't forget the most important thing, beer. Let's get started. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to just open up the crappy pack of nylons. Just grab one of them. You can give the others away or put it over your face and perform an armed robbery, whatever you feel. And we're going to take our hoop. You're going to grab your speaker thing or crochet thing or whatever you have, and all we're going to do is stretch it directly over, just like this. Get it nice and tight around. You want to get the toe so it's nice and snug. Once you got it on, this is the main bits of the pop filter. This is the most important thing. Everything after this is gravy, but this is what you need. I'm grabbing it right by one of the holes here, and I'm just pulling it really tight. I'm just going to give it a knot like you would a balloon. And there you go. You already have a pop filter now. It was that easy. It's attaching it to the microphone that's going to be difficult. That's where this guy comes in. The problem with this is it's straight on, and we need it at 45. And this is where your vice grips are going to come in, and your pliers. And you're going to bend it away from the hole, and as close to the hinge as possible. There's our nice 45. Should look something like that now. This is the most time-consuming and irritating part. Is you're going to take not the part that plugs into the screwdriver, not this hexagon shape, but the hexagon hole end. You're going to grab that end, and because this doesn't quite fit, as you know, shit seldom does when you're inventing things, we're actually going to whittle the plastic. So I'm just going to put my pop filter to the side here so I don't get stuff. And away you go. For some unknown reason, all of my do-it-yourself projects involve me whittling plastic. If you recall from the last one, I was cutting through a cord with a box cutter. There's definitely, I've got some issues with knives and how much I like them. We're just going to take a break here. Cut to the magic of TV, where I will have a fully whittled thing, so you don't have to watch me do this for as long as it takes me to do this.
You are a woman, 'cause baby I'm gonna be too. Hey, you are a woman, baby, you got to be true. Oh, you are a woman, 'cause baby I'm gonna be too. You are a woman.
Once you kind of whittle it down to some sort of hot mess like that, what you're going to do is you're going to take this thing and you're going to kind of jam it in as best as you can. If you have to twist it, and you get it started like that. And then additional tool that I forgot to mention is the hammer, because we're just going to hit it till it's nice and snug. Okay. Just as long as it doesn't pull out when you pull it, should be good. Then you can take your electrical tape, like so, and just kind of give it a wrap over the seam between the metal and the plastic, just to kind of hold it in position. There's a few more additional tools I forgot. We got a sewing kit. All I'm going to need is a needle and thread. And you're going to need a washer. And for those of you who don't do DIY washers, are these little metal things with the hole in them. Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to grab our screw and bolt, and we're going to find the bottom of this, which is going to be the spot that we tied it off, using the part with the screwdriver, put it in the notched end, which you probably can't see on camera, but there actually is a notch. So I'm going to jam it in there, and it just pokes out the other side. And you're just going to hold it into place because it's like an elastic right now, so it's going to spring back. You're going to grab your guy here that you just made, place it over there like so. Then you're going to put your washer over top and the screw bolt over there. And it's going to feel tight because it's poking through nylon. And then you're just going to tighten it up. And what it's going to do is the screw is actually going to just rip a hole through the nylon, but that's no big deal. I'm just going to brush all these plastic shavings off to the side here. And just give that a pinch with your pliers just to hold the bolt in place. And continue to screw like crazy. Keep going until it's nice and tight. And there we go. Now we've got the makings of our pop filter. Now I don't like this hanging nylon here, so I'm actually going to tie it all the way around and just pull it into a knot. Once I do that, I'm going to take my needle and thread and I'm just going to do a stitch right in here, because what I want to do is I want to keep the nylon holding on, because I'm going to cut this extra bit off. While I'm doing this, maybe you can listen to a few seconds of Pants and Tie.
Got to be, baby, you 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 got to be, 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 got to be, you got to be, you got to be, you got to be, got to be, got to be, got to be.
Wasn't that enjoyable? Alright, so I've done my stitch, and I'm just gonna take my knife, and I'm just gonna cut the excess nylon off. There. Almost looks professional. We're getting somewhere. Now, this is the part that I haven't figured out. What I want to do is I want to somehow attach it to the mic stand here so it fits something like that. Now the best way I could think of was to actually get a couple of these clamps, pinch them around, and attach this guy to them. The problem with that is that these holes are too small. And that's where our friend the drill comes in. Okay, I don't want to drill a hole through my coffee table, so I brought my cutting board and a stolen copy of the IKEA 2009 catalog, and I'm going to drill. I'm going to enlarge these holes. Now, the drill bit you need to choose is going to be the same size as this bolt, and you can just figure it out by lining it up. So as you can see, that's just perfect. And repeat. Also be careful you don't whack your hand like I just did, because that fucking hurt. And if anyone asks why your IKEA catalog has holes, tell them because the Swedes are assholes. I'm going to take my newly drilled friends here, and I'm going to pinch them with my pliers as best as I can around the mic stand. Chances are they're too small, because that's how my life seems to work. As usual, this is all guesswork. So, I haven't refined this clamping process, so if anybody figures out something smarter than what I just did, write me. info@squidpod.com. Didn't go the way I wanted, but I think I'm going to buy longer bits of this tomorrow, and then I won't have such a hard time with this guy. Alright, it's the next day, and I had to go buy some bigger U-clasp thingies. So, slightly bigger, and I tested them on here, and they do indeed fit all the way around. Okay, once again, we've got this, our cute little U-bolt wire lock here. We're going to enlarge the holes on this U-clamp that fits around our mic stand so that this bolt will fit through, and then we can use this little U will secure the end of our pop filter, and these two bolts will secure this thing to the mic stand. So we're enlarging the hole with our friend the drill. Beautiful. And then we do this on the second one. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our mic stand, pinch these around loosely, kind of like that. And I'm just tightening up the U-bolts here for a second. So now it's kind of creating like a spring. So you're going to have to force it down with your fingers a little bit while you kind of just tuck this end in. Loosen the bolts up as much as you need to. Okay, once you get it in as good as you can, that's when we tighten it up. And there we go. There's your pop filter. We've got this. I can't remember the last time electrical tape has let me down. This is not going to be the first. So just hold your pop filter into position and tape away. The tighter the better. Like most crappy things I do, it's all about experiment, and sometimes it doesn't work. So the best thing to do is get yourself a nice plan B. So there it is, in all its glory, the pop filter. And because it's on a flexible thing, I can move it into whatever position I want. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Tune in next time when maybe I do something right.
You are a woman. Baby, you got to be you. You got to be true. You got to be true. You are a woman. 'Cause baby, I'm gonna be true. You got to be true. You are a woman. Yeah, baby, you got to be true. You are a woman. 'Cause baby, I'm gonna be true.